Hi everyone, today we'll have a look on the physical architecture of cognitive radio. I've already spoken about the basic architecture of cognitive radio in my previous video. So it will be easy for you to understand the physical architecture now. If you have not seen that video, have a look on it. I've given the link above in the right corner. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. The physical architecture of a cognitive radio transceiver is shown in this figure. Here, the main components are the radio front end and the baseband processing unit. Each component here can be reconfigured through a control bus to adapt to the time-varying RF environment. In the RF front end, the received signal is amplified, mixed, and analog to digital converted. In the baseband processing unit, the signal is modulated or demodulated and encoded or decoded. The baseband processing unit of a cognitive radio is similar to that of the existing transceivers. However, the novelty of the cognitive radio is the RF front end. So next we'll focus on the RF front end of the cognitive radios. The novel characteristic of cognitive radio transceiver is the wideband sensing capability of the RF front end. This function is mainly related to the RF hardware technologies such as wideband antenna, power amplifier and adaptive filter. Further, the RF hardware for the cognitive radio should be capable of turning to any part of a large range of frequency spectrum. Also, such spectrum sensing enables real-time measurements of spectrum information from radio environment. A wideband front-end architecture for the cognitive radio has a structure shown in this figure. Next, we'll look into the in-depth details of each of the components shown here. First comes the RF filter, which selects the desired band by bandpass filtering the received RF signal. Next is the low noise amplifier, which helps in amplifying the desired signal while simultaneously minimizing the noise component. In the mixer, the received signal is mixed with locally generated RF frequency and converted to the baseband or to the intermediate frequency. The voltage controlled oscillator generates a signal at a specific frequency for a given voltage to mix with the incoming signal. This procedure helps in converting the incoming signal to baseband or an intermediate frequency. The phase lock loop ensures that a signal is locked on a specific frequency and can also be used to generate precise frequencies with fine resolution. Next is the channel selection filter, which is used to select the desired channel and to reject the adjacent channels. There are two types of channel selection filters. First is the direct conversion receiver, which uses a low pass filter for channel selection. On the other hand, super heterodyne receiver adopts a band pass filter. The automatic gain control maintains the gain or output power level of an amplifier to be constant over a wide range of input signal levels. So from this architecture, we observe that a wideband signal is received through the RF front end, sampled by the high-speed analog to digital converter, and measurements are performed for the detection of the licensed user signal. However, there are some limitations in developing the cognitive radio front end. That is, the wideband RF antenna receives signals from various transmitters operating at different power levels, bandwidths, and locations. As a result of it, the RF front end should have the capability to detect a weak signal in a large dynamic range. But this capability requires a multi-gigahertz speed analog to digital converter with high resolution, which is not feasible practically. Therefore, the key challenge of the physical architecture of cognitive radio is accurate detection of weak signals of licensed users over a wide spectrum range. Hence, the implementation of RF wideband front end and analog to digital converter have become the critical issues in the next generation networks. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video to be useful, kindly subscribe it and share the video with your friends. Don't forget to click that like button because that will motivate me to post more videos. Thank you once again.